Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. That's Romans 3, verse 20, a perfect summary of Paul. Go down 11 verses to verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law. Paul did not get rid of the law. What he's saying is that you are not justified by the deeds of the law. So read Romans 3, verse 20. By the deeds of the law there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. Paul still believed the law defined what sin is. Indeed, he said in 1 Corinthians 7, verse 19, circumcision is nothing and uncircumcision is nothing, but keeping the commandments of God is what matters. When Paul appears to be speaking against the law, he's actually speaking against those who said you had to be circumcised, or those who said you could earn your salvation by the law. Those are the two groups he was speaking against, not those who said you should be keeping the commandments of God to avoid sin. Acts 15, verse 1. And certain men came down from Judea and taught the brethren, unless you are circumcised according to the custom of Moses, you cannot be saved. The next verse says Paul and Barnabas had a big dispute with them. The problem was people that said you had to be circumcised. And I said the other group he spoke against were those who believed you could earn your salvation. Go to Galatians 2, verse 15 and 16. We who are Jews by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by faith in Jesus Christ. Even we have believed in Christ Jesus, that we might be justified by faith in Christ, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law no flesh shall be justified. As I said, when Paul appears to be speaking against the law, he's not speaking against it as a means to show us what sin is. He's speaking against those who said you could be justified by the law, or those who said you had to be circumcised. Read Galatians 5 and see how Paul attacks those who claim you had to be circumcised. HarperCollins Study Bible, their note on Galatians 5, verses 2 through 12, and I'll end with this. Quote, Paul drives home the letter's aim to dissuade the Galatians from accepting circumcision. Did Paul speak against the law as a means to show us what sin is? No. He only would speak against those who said you had to be circumcised, or those who said you could earn your salvation. It's quite simple. Peace all.